Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Gabriella and I'm part of the Humans at War group. And I would like for you all to imagine that you are living in a police state where you're stripped of your freedom in order to keep you and your country safe. Your every movement is tracked and law enforcement can come into your home at any time and otherwise monitor your behavior. Would you feel safe or exploited? As an international criminal justice major, I have analyzed the Constitution, which includes our Bill of Rights, in addition to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which play an important role in asserting our right to privacy. I understand that many of you would value your safety over your privacy, but in turn I only ask of you to have an open mind and hear me out. Today I'm going to discuss as to why our right to privacy should precede or come before our safety, and how the war on terror has devalued this right. First, let's talk about how our right to privacy is defined and who are some moral figures that emphasize that the right to privacy should come before our safety. As interpreted by the Supreme Court and USlegal.com in regards to the Bill of Rights, our Fourth Amendment protects us from unreasonable search and seizures, which means that we have to give law enforcement a reason to search our persons and our homes, which is defined by probable cause. This right applies to everyone regardless of race, gender, etc. In addition, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that in Article 12, no one shall be subjected to interference with their privacy or attacks on honor or reputation. Everyone has this right to be protected from such interferences or attacks, regardless of race, gender, etc. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights symbolizes the preservation of human dignity to all members of the human family. Some moral figures that emphasize that the right to privacy should come before our safety include Eleanor Roosevelt, Ben Franklin, and the American Civil Liberties Union President, Susan Herman. As stated on the United Nations website, Eleanor Roosevelt was the First Lady of the United States of America from 1933 to 1945. She also played an important role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as mentioned earlier. In addition, Michelle Malkin, American conservative political commentator and author, restates Ben Franklin's famous quote that, "Those who would give up liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." And in translation, that means that those who give up their freedoms, which includes our right to privacy in the Fourth Amendment, for temporary safety deserve neither their freedoms nor safety. Also, American Civil Liberties Union President Susan Herman states that acknowledging and respecting our right to privacy is the initial step to achieving and securing our safety. The Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights are what had brought our country together, which had been founded on freedom and protection from the abuses of government, which is incorporated in our Constitution. And by putting our safety before our rights is essentially undermining the Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now that we have taken into consideration as to why the right to privacy should precede or come before our safety, and the moral figures that emphasize this notion, let's address how the war on terror has devalued this right. One example as to how the war on terror has devalued our right to privacy includes the Patriot Act. As stated by the American Library Association, the Patriot Act was signed into law on October 26, 2001. This was shortly after 9/11, in which the government was able to label anyone as a suspected terrorist and start to gather information on them. The use of sneak and peek warrants allowed law enforcement to break into your home and search your possessions. And the worst part is that they don't even have to tell you about it. In addition, Sal Gentile, multimedia web editor for a public broadcasting station throughout New York City, states that the National Defense Authorization Act allows the military to detain anyone, including an American citizen, without trial, accused or assumed of being a terrorist, or of supporting terrorist organizations without sufficient evidence. Being that our generation is technologically advanced, the war on terror has also led to an increased abuse in our surveillance technology. American Civil Liberties Union President Susan H. Herman, in her report titled "A Call to Courage," states that Congress and the courts have failed at their role in checks and balances. Congress had legalized the National Security Agency's eavesdropping activities and authorized more. Every day, the National Security Agencies intercept and store 1.7 billion emails, phone calls, and other forms of communication. The government is able to spy on your activities and your speech and actions through your mobile smartphones, GPS location tracking devices, and search engines. Also, the reason why the war on terror has devalued our right to privacy is due to the constant battle over race. Lawrence Porter, Assistant National Secretary of the Socialist Equalist Party, reported a Muslim woman by the name of Samar Kaukab, a 22-year-old American citizen of Pakistani descent. She also charged Illinois' National Guardsmen and 3 security personnel for subjecting her to a degrading, unnecessary, and illegal search. The security guard demanded that Ms. Kaukab remove her clothing, which includes the traditional Muslim headscarf known as the hijab. What's worse is that the metal detector didn't even go off, which means that there was no reason for her to be strip searched. Going back to the Fourth Amendment and Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we as members of the human race have the right to privacy and should be protected from unlawful search and seizure, in addition to receiving protection from unlawful attacks against our right to privacy. How can we call America the land of the free and the home of the brave if our right is being devalued based on assumptions without sufficient evidence? In conclusion, we now have a better understanding as to why our right to privacy should precede our safety and some moral figures that emphasize this notion. As Americans, we are entitled to our right to privacy and deserve to be protected from such attacks as described in the Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Acknowledging and respecting our right to privacy is the initial step to keeping everyone safe from others, especially our government. And I'm going to leave you with this final quote as stated in my speech, which is not working, which was Ben Franklin's quote that those who give up their freedoms in exchange for safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Yeah, you have to push the wheel back.
Escape's not even working.
Yeah, you push the wheel back.
That's not working either.
Oh, okay. Well,
probably frozen.